This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you for listening. And here we are, welcoming back to the Uncle Henry Show after, I don't know, maybe a year, Scotty White.
Yay!
And I'd always say Scotty White of ScottyWhite.com. ScottyWhite.com is being revamped and retooled, so you're not... can people find you on Facebook?
You can find me on Facebook at Scotty White. You definitely can do that, or Scotty's Toy Shop. You can find you. I'm around.
Okay.
But yes, we're rebranding and redoing the website, so it's big things are happening.
Now, if you're a frequent listener, a longtime listener of the Uncle Henry Show, you remember Scotty White often on the show reviewing different movies and TV shows and talking about all that kind of stuff, all that artsy stuff. He's here because he's directing a play.
That's right.
Tell us about what you're directing and all that stuff.
So I'm directing a Texas fried comedy called The Red Velvet Cake War at the Greater Escambia Council for the Arts in Atmore, Alabama. We all have family members that we just, are kind of ashamed of and kind of like to talk about. This show's about that.
Okay. The Red Velvet Cake War. Now, this is it's this weekend and next,
This
correct?
weekend. We opened on Thursday tonight, yeah.
Okay. So now, full disclosure, I already have purchased tickets for Sunday afternoon. So I'm going to be in Atmore, Alabama. Love visiting Atmore.
Atmore's great.
I'm going to be there Sunday afternoon watching the Red Velvet Cake War. You directed it, so tell us a little bit about the story.
So the story's about Gaynell Verdine, who is a young woman who has gotten just recently out of a legal jam that's caused a black mark on the family. And the family matriarch, Lamerle, has decided she's canceling the family reunion, and Gaynell and her cousins are deciding they're going to have it anyway, which ends up revolving around a who's got a better red velvet cake, Gaynell or Lamerle. Gaynell's house is up for this, and so she's got to save her house and her family name with her red velvet cake.
Okay, now this is something that sounds like lots of us that grew up in the South can relate to.
Absolutely. And it's got, crazy characters. We've got a one-eyed wig salesman. We have a 90-year-old love machine. We've got a German psychiatrist. There are really funny, zany people in there. We've got a young lady who is a cosmetologist for the dead who lives in an RV.
Okay, all right. Now these are characters that kind of resonate for a lot of us.
It's a very Southern show.
that live in the South. The Red Velvet Cake War. Now, who picked this?
I did. One of the advantages of working with GECA is that they allow me to pick my plays.
Tell people what GECA is.
GECA is the Greater Escambia Council for the Arts.
Greater Escambia Council for the Arts. So that's Escambia County, Alabama.
Yeah, Escambia County. So that's based in Atmore, and they're community theater, and so. They allowed me to direct. I directed Harvey last year, which you got to see.
Yes, I did.
And so they asked me back, and they asked me what I wanted to do. And Harvey's a funny play, but it's kind of long, it's a good dramedy. And I wanted to do something really kind of silly. And this is extremely silly. The world's really heavy right now. You need a good escape. This is one of the best escapes you can have.
Red Velvet Cake War, directed by Scotty White. Now, if you, the listener, want to get tickets, find out more. The website is gecarts.org.
Tickets are only $12. You're not going to beat that price anywhere.
No, I was so delighted when I purchased my tickets, and I got 2 tickets, and I thought, well, this is under $30 for 2 tickets.
So $12 a ticket. Concessions, $1.50.
I like it. gecarts.org to go get your tickets for the Red Velvet Cake War. Now, what is community theater like in Atmore, Alabama?
It's great. There's a lot of good talent in Atmore, and I've gotten the pleasure of just directing these wonderful people to create these wonderful characters that everyone's going to just love.
Now, are any of the people from Harvey in this?
We have a couple of people from my last show, Harvey, in there. Courtney and Ollie, they were both in Harvey with me, and so a couple of familiar faces if you saw Harvey.
How much directing are you going to be doing? Is this the first thing you've done since Harvey?
It's the first thing I've done since Harvey, and when I'm done with Harvey, I go immediately. I'm directing for Theater 98 in Fairhope. I'm directing a show called 4 Weddings and an Elvis. So I'm leaving Texas Southern Fried Country for a Vegas show with Elvis, and I can't wait.
Okay, all right. Well, this is fun. Do you obviously enjoy directing if you're doing it so much?
It's one of my favorite things.
Well, how many shows do you direct? How many plays do you direct a year?
I try to do at least one. This year they got me on a good year and got me two. I'm already scheduling my next one for Atmore in the summer, next summer. So 25. So yeah, so I've got two more lined up after this, and then we'll see who else wants me. Theaters, if you're listening, I'm always up to direct.
Now, Scotty White, you've been on the show numerous times through
and
the
I'm
years.
thankful every time. I love the show.
Well, and I'm always thankful to get your perspective on things. You watch a lot of things that I would never want to watch, and I can find out about it without having to watch it.
Well, that's what I'm here for, to help you out.
We're going to talk about your other business in a moment, but I haven't watched any of the new Star Trek stuff in a couple of years.
Oh.
Is there anything? I'm a fan of Spock and Captain Kirk beating up aliens that are humanoid in appearance. Is there anything I would like in the current Star Trek universe that I haven't watched?
Currently on Paramount Plus, you can get Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, which is that era that you like. That they have a Spock who they have a version of Spock on there.
Do they have fist fights?
Of course, they have fist fights. You have to have fist fights in that era of Star Trek. They fight.
Okay, well that's what look. I know
they even do the double-handed over.
Hey, simple pleasures are the best. And if it's going to be a fantasy, why not have my fantasy of the evildoer getting his teeth knocked out?
And it's great. Most episodes are like old Star Trek. They just wrap up in one episode. There's a couple things that land, little tidbits for every episode. But it's classic Star Trek. I love it.
Now, how was the final season of the Star Trek: The Next Generation thing with Captain Picard? How was the final season of that?
I think it stuck the landing, unlike the other parts of the season. The show typically was good, and the last episode was kind of weak, but I think this whole season was great. I actually talked to Jonathan Frakes, who plays Commander Riker, Huntsville Pop Expo a couple of weeks ago. We talked about it.
Are they ever going to do anything again? All those actors are still alive. They would probably all love to do something.
Frakes said it was really up to studios and fan demand, and so it's a business. If they think they can make money out of it, they're going to. There had been some talks about doing a film with it, so the future we'll only see.
Okay, we're almost out of time in this segment. You also have a toy shop. Tell people where they can find your toys.
So I'm on Moffett Road. We're inside Gamers and Geeks, and I do vintage and collectible toys. So for anything from the 1960s until today.
Vintage and collectible toys, and at Gamers and Geeks. And when is that? When is it open? Scotty's Toy Shop.
We're open 7 days a week. Most weekdays we're open from 2 to 10. The weekends we're open 10 to midnight.
Okay.
Sundays I think 12 to 12.
All right. The only vintage toy I would be interested in would be old-fashioned lunchboxes.
No, well, yeah, lunchboxes are cool. I don't have any in stock. I've had a few come through, but they sell so fast.
You have to get me a Roy Rogers.
Oh, I'll see if I can do it.
All right, now, before we're out of time, the Red Velvet Cake War is this weekend, next weekend, a play in Atmore, Greater Escambia Council for the Arts. To get tickets, gecarts.org. Did I get it right?
You got it right. $12. Come see it.
Scotty White, I look forward to seeing the play Sunday. Look forward to seeing you there again.
Well,
Thank you.
I know you're going to laugh. Tell everyone about it on Monday.
I will. Thank you for coming in here on the Uncle Henry Show. All right, more Uncle Henry Show to come. We'll get into some voicemail or a news item next here on News Radio 710 WNTM.